And the radical DEMS, not the only ones in disarray. The establishment and the globalist elites, the rhino Republicans, have a number of issues themselves. The Koch brothers expressing their unhappiness with President Trump and populists. The Koch brothers say they will intervene for the first time in Republican primaries. That's nonsense. The Koch brothers have been intervening in about everything Republican for decades. The Kochs should know, though, that it is the populists who are even more unhappy with the globalist elites and the sorry establishment types that they represent, who are out to destroy America and the American middle class. We don't care about your opinions, Dave, Charles, on populism or this president, and none of us apologize for it one whit. Joining us tonight, social media superstars, President Trump's most loyal supporters, Diamond and Silk, hosts of the Fox Nation show Diamond and Silk. Great to have you with us.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having us.
I've just got to take your temperature on the Koch brothers. They're very unhappy with President Trump, who's fighting for the forgotten man and woman in this country, all Americans, but not the Koch brothers. Bless the little darlings.
Well, you know, part of the deep state snakes is what I call them.
That's right.
Listen, the Republican Party is changing. I think people want something so much different than what is being offered here. People love the fact that they like the capitalism. They like, I can pull myself up by my own bootstraps. And when you have people trying, like the Koch brothers and others that's trying to control the status quo, it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
That's gone. People want something different, and President Trump is bringing that.
And to me, it sounds like a little interference in an election.
Yeah, are they meddling?
That's exactly what it sounds like to me. That's exactly what it sounds like. They want to keep the same status quo,
right.
But we have a president that's not afraid to go against that status quo, and that's why we voted for him.
And in fact, this may be a shock to the Koch brothers to learn this, but I do want to pass along, that's the reason 63 million Americans voted for Mr. Trump.
That's
is
right.
They wanted to change the status quo.
Absolutely.
To expand the middle class and to enrich all Americans and give every American an opportunity. And by the way, this president, unlike all of the candidates that the Koch brothers have supported over the years, is actually doing what he promised.
Absolutely.
And I can see why they'd be outraged, can't you?
He's putting America first, and they don't like that, but we're sorry. We love it.
Yes.
And can you imagine, okay, if everybody goes nuts on the left, the radical Dems and the globalist elites when he talks about America first. And my question to all those folks who go nuts is, who would you put first if not America and Americans?
Absolutely. We are supposed to come first.
That's right.
Because we live here in America. We are Americans.
That's right.
That's why we're supposed to come first. It's not about other countries. It's about Americans and the American people.
Yeah, especially if you're using our tax dollars, okay? Our tax dollars shouldn't be going to foreign entities first. It should be going to America first.
I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar saying she doesn't recognize the opposition leader that this president and this administration, the United States government, is recognized as the president of Venezuela. Now, bless her heart, but she doesn't get her own foreign policy, does she?
She doesn't.
No,
and you know what? I'm taken aback by her because sometimes I feel, and this is my own personal opinion, that she's trying to undermine the United States of America.
Yes.
Some of the things that she says is outrageous to me, and I want her to understand that, you know, we're not governed by Sharia law, we're governed by constitutional laws, and she needs to follow the Constitution. That's the first thing that she needs to do. And listen, why are you hip hooray for a dictator, somebody that will let their people starve? So you're in Congress supposed to be working for the American people. If you hip hooray for this dictator, you would try to starve us as the American people. So I got my eyes on her.
All 8 of them.
Speaking of dictators, Nancy Pelosi having a little run-in with her socialist freshman Democratic phenom, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But they're basically saying the same thing to those breakaway moderates in the Democratic Party who are siding with Republicans in recent votes twice already.
Oh.
She's threatening everybody.
So she's blackmailing. She thinks that she has a little power now, and it's gone to her head. And poor Nancy Pelosi, it looks like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is running things. And because she said the other day, Alexandria, that she was the boss. But we have 2 words for her. You're fired.
Where'd you get that line?
You know where I got that one. Our
That's
president.
right.
So the president is back. I don't know how the man does it. Travels across to literally to the halfway around the world and back. Makes it. I mean, the man is filled, brimming with energy, and comes back to this hostile nonsense on Capitol Hill. The Democrats first wanting to defeat his national emergency declaration. And then that show, that sorry spectacle that Chairman Cummings and the DEMS and Pelosi, of course, put on, trying to upstage the president as he's trying to conduct extremely important foreign policy.
But can I just say one thing, Lou? You know, I do not care what my president did with his money when he was a private citizen or with his private money as the president. I care about what Congress is doing with our taxpayers' dollars.
That's right.
In Congress. How you spending my money?
That's right.
How are you taking my taxpayer dollars and funding sanctuary cities for illegal aliens and breaking our immigration laws? That's what I'm concerned about. And if they want to see the president tax returns, we need to see their tax returns.
That's right.
Because it's amazing how you can make $174,000 a year, but you filthy rich.
And so many of them are. Nancy Pelosi. By the way, the Clintons did pretty well.
Yes, they did.
There you go.
Of course, their pay went up to $400,000. Well, his pay did. She watched it very closely, I'm sure. It is interesting how they've done so well. For being such radical left-wing. Oh, my goodness.
We need to see their tax returns one by one.
I want to see those.
That's right.
Make it a note right now.
We need to see them.
Thank you both. Great to see you. So
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We love you.
Diamond and Silk are just crushing it. Fox Nation rolling because of these two ladies.
Wow.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
Diamond and Silk.